Hello everyone, my name is Mousepad Gaming, and I'll be your host for this week's episode. Tonight's episode is 5 ideas that Gearbox should put into Borderlands 3. Let's start off with number 1. Number 1, a difficulty slider on each playthrough. So this is how it would work. Right before you start your game, a menu will pop up, and you'll get to choose 3 difficulties. One would be easy, the second one would be medium, and the third choice would be hard. And this menu will pop up every time you start your game. The harder the difficulty, the better rarity loot you get, but the enemies and the quests are much harder. And on the lower difficulties, you get easier enemies, and the quests are easier, but you get worse loot. The difficulty slider will be used on all playthroughs, so you get to choose the playthrough and what difficulty you want it on. Number 2, a checkpoint game mode. So how this would work is when you first start your playthrough, a option will appear and it would say, click here if you want to play on checkpoint mode. If it is selected, then when you die in solo or the whole team has died in co-op, you and or your whole team would then be set back in time to where the last checkpoint was activated. Then the game would take all your XP, loot, and the progress to your current quest and be set back to what it was when you first set up that checkpoint. The checkpoint mode will work on all difficulties and playthroughs and adds a 30-second respawn time in co-op after the player has died. Number 3, a hardcore game mode. This game mode is unlocked after your first character has reached max level and completed the main story. The hardcore game mode would work by having the player start a second character, and then a menu would pop up saying if you want to play this game mode on hardcore difficulty. If yes is chosen, then the player would only have 1 life to live, and if the player died at any point from start to finish, the game would kick them out to the main menu and completely delete their character forever. The hardcore game mode would work on all difficulties, but once it is selected, it cannot be turned off, and the game mode only works in solo. So before we get into number 4, this is where the countdown starts to get crazy. Number 4, a custom drop menu. So this menu would be a modifier when you're playing the end game. The menu would look like this, and you would want to use this menu if you don't want certain weapons and rarities to drop. So here's the example. We have whites turned off, greens turned off, money turned off, pistols turned off, shotguns turned off, and submachine guns. So basically everything that is turned off there, it will not drop in the game. However, this is not an amplifier. This is just telling the game, I don't want enemies or chests to drop these guns. However, quest items will not be affected by this menu. And here is the craziest one of them all. It's your number 5. Let's get into it. Number 5, a custom games. Alright, so this is how this game mode would work. There would be an option when choosing the playthrough. In this game mode, you can choose how much health you have, how much health the enemies have, what levels the enemies are, what level you are, the types of enemies, the damage that you deal, the damage that the enemies deals to you, what kinds of guns and rarities drop. So this game mode would be completely customizable. However, nothing is saved, and this is just for fun and chaos. So you can choose an enemy from a completely another planet or another section of the planet and bring it to this icy cold area where this enemy is from, like a desert, and you can fight it. You can choose what raid bosses you want to fight. It's just the craziest idea of them all. I don't think Gearbox would add this because it's probably too much work, but man, wouldn't that be crazy having these awesome enemies just fighting in these areas that weren't supposed to be in here? Yeah, that's why I thought so too. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the first week of Borderlands ideas. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Also hit the like button if you want to find this video easier for you to watch later. Also subscribe, leave a comment down below, and if you guys have any ideas for this series, tweet at me on my Twitter. It is down in the description below, or you could just leave a comment. This has been Mousepad Gaming, signing off.